So it looks like it's going back to classic. It's Flora versus
Sonic Boom.
Guile.
I like this matchup for Nuckledu for sure. His character spread is good, right? Because if he runs into either of his characters, I think you're pretty happy with this matchup, right? Nuckledu just chilling on Guile.
Great jump. Damn, the reads are really strong.
That was a really good combo. It's the little things. The little things make it good. Elbow hits, plus on block or plus on hit. Neutral jump roundhouse. Take a little step forward so that the heavy punch is close enough to combo into crouching medium punch. Standing heavy punch is plus enough that you can combo crouching medium punch, but often you'll be too far. And so because of that, you'll have to sweep, which you don't want. You don't want to sweep. You want crouching medium punch and a flash kick or something. But this is pretty far. So Nuckledu walks forward to get a little bit of the distance. Does crouching medium. He's unsure about the flash kick at this range. So he throws the X-Spin. Gives you good pressure too. I like that choice. Stand medium kick anti-air. Beautiful. The way a fireball character works too is you throw fireballs on the ground to make your opponent want to jump or to make your opponent want to do something to get in, like that elbow. Once your opponent wants to jump, you wait and anti-air them. Once they want to do something to beat the fireball, you hit your normals. That's the way it works. You want them to beat a fireball, so you hit your normals. Then you want them to think, all right, he's not throwing fireballs, he's just sticking out normals. I'll stick out my normal and then that's when you throw a fireball. How do you know when your opponent's gonna do a fireball? How do you know your opponent's gonna stick out normals? How do you know your opponent's gonna jump? You just have to think, seems like it's about time. There's no surefire answer, but as a character like Guile, you want them to think he's only hitting buttons. I'm gonna hit a button to beat it. When they start hitting buttons, you beat them with booms. You just boom them to death. Then they think, all right, he's only going to boom. So I'm going to walk forward and I'm going to do this. And then that's when you hit them with your normals. Or they think, I'm going to jump because he's throwing so many booms. That's when you flash kick them. That's how it works. To play a fireball character well, you have to make the fireball a threat when you're not going to throw it. They have to feel the pain of a fireball when it's not even being thrown. You know what I mean? And to make, you have to make good use of your normals and good use of your fireballs to make both of them effective, right? Guile has great normals, but to make them scary, you really have to sweep. Yeah, you really have to do both. You have to throw these booms so that Idom's scared that you can dash up throw. It's so beautiful. This is how it works. He sweeps them. He booms them. He booms them. Idom gets hit by the boom and thinks, all right, I got to walk and block. I got to tighten up my walk and block a little bit. So I'm going to walk up, block, dash up throw. It's like, you know what I mean? You could just see the way the brain works. Idom gets hit by a boom and he thinks, all right, I got to walk and block. No problem. Nuckledu dash up throw. Now Idom's in a bad spot. EX elbow out. That's the dizzy. That's the game. That's all it is. Fireballs forced you to do one thing, and then the normals or the anti-airs beat that. The normals and the anti-airs force you to try to beat another option, and then the fireballs beat that. That's how it works. They're just one tool on the ground to make your opponent do what they want to do.
So I'm going to get myself ready in case they decide to switch. It is first to 3 Blackheart the God.
Yeah, learning to throw fireballs is tough because it's not a skill you can really learn by just watching or think. Like, you have to do it in a match to get a feeling of how you're supposed to do it. You know what I mean? That's how it works. And it works with Damon, who dropped the big Twitch Prime. Thanks very much. Oh, that was a good try on the sweep. I think crouching medium kick probably would have lost too. Sweep is pretty fast for Guile, right? 7? Is that right? 7? I think so. I like the dash up from Nuckledu also. And then he dashes up again. Now Idom's looking for the dash. Oh my god, he's looking for the dash, chat. Fighting games are so sick, aren't they? Nuckledu dashes up twice in a row. You can feel it in your shoulder blades that Idom is 100% looking for the dash. He hit standing medium kick from mad far away. Why would he hit it? He's looking for the dash. He expects the dash. He walks up. He does heavy kick. He wants to beat the dash. Why does he want to beat the dash? Nuckledu just did it 3 times. So what does Knuckle do? Not dash. Knuckle doesn't dash and then sweeps the heavy kick. It's so good. That's how fighting games work.
Oh, he got the corner. Idom.
He's looking for the dash that whole time. And now Nuckledu knows, like, all right, he's looking nice. That was good coverage. Good coverage.
I like what Nuckledu tried to do there, though, when he saw a whip.
As your eye in the sky.
is a great way that he likes to escape the corner all the time. That time, Idom was ready with the stand MK.
That's how Nuckledu operates, right? He's going to throw these booms. He's going to do forward medium kick to stuff the buttons. Oh, and there's the jump. And now he can dash again, right? Like, oh, that sucks. It didn't combo.
That would have been godlike if you hit that. And Idom tried to punish.
And no punish either. Nuckledu's out of meter here, though. That's bad. Jump, of course.
If he had comboed that, that would have been actually kind of ridiculous.
Dash up again. Why can he dash? He threw like 3 or 4 booms. He's throwing booms and he's using his normals. That makes Idom scared. When Idom's worried about those things, then he can go back to the dash.
Nuckledu with the escape, using that up back.
Bam. Overhead. Well spaced. Notice the distance he put himself at after this overhead. Idom was in range, right? He blocked a move. Chat room, it's -7. It's pretty negative. I was gonna say 6, but it's 7 now, isn't it? It's pretty negative. Idom could hit something like standing medium kick to try to punish or whatever. It's not gonna reach, right? That's the problem. He spaced it out too well. If Idom hits like medium kick here and it whiffs, Nuckledu's gonna sweep it, right? So he just walks back and throws the boom, even though he's negative.
Very important round 3 for Idom here.
You can feel it in your shoulder blades. Nuckledu thinks he's gonna jump, right? That's why. Notice he does boom, standing medium punch, and then he crouches. He's looking for the flash kick charge, right? And he walks up. Anytime you see a Guile player walk forward like that, especially when they usually are supposed to throw a boom, they're looking for an anti-air or a dash or something, right? Projectile invincible. Projectile invincible. Just kidding. It's just for the setup. Oh, I thought that was going to be a standing medium kick anti-air. Pepper him with the booms. Then wait for the jump. Pepper him with the booms. Now Nuckledu can dash up, right? See, he tried to approach. He was feeling it. He was like, it's time for me to walk up. And Idom was ready for that timing. Good V reversal. That was a call out. This is a bait. Did you see the bait, chat? Let me explain. He does standing medium punch. This standing medium punch is a bait. This is a sonic boom. And when I say sonic boom, I mean quote unquote sonic boom. It's a fake sonic boom. Right? This is like 3 sonic booms in a trench coat trying to pretend to be or this is 3 standing medium punches in a trench coat pretending to be an adult sonic boom to get into a bar. That's what this move is. Then he neutral jumps. It's supposed to be EX elbow or EX command throw on wake up from Idom. He doesn't do it. And that's what puts Nuckledu in this bad spot.
Not enough, and a great flash kick again. You don't have to guess which way it is because the charge is down and then up, my god.
If you're Nuckledu here, I think you might want to raw activate and then boom, 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 boom. Yeah. You put out all the little booms and now you move in. And you just need a throw. So you got to watch Idom jumping. That was a good call. You got to watch Idom jumping out of your throw there. Good check. That was really good. This delayed jab to check the dash is really good. He's looking for one thing and one thing only, which is jump or dash. I say one thing, it's 2 options, but he's looking for the forward movement, right? Yeah, jumping is not the only way to beat a fireball. You can stuff the fireball with an attack. You can beat the fireball with an EX move that has armor. You can beat the fireball with a projectile invincible move. You can beat a fireball with a fireball. You can beat a fireball by walking up and blocking the fireball. And if you're close enough, your opponent will be negative after, and you can hit a button or punish. You can beat a fireball by walking up and V-reversing it. You can beat a fireball by neutral jumping. And it comes off the screen and you get to walk forward and contest. Fireballs can be beat a lot of different ways, right? Like they're not a tool that is like infallible. In fact, that they have so many holes in them. Fireballs in general tend to have very low reward for the risk that you take by throwing one, right? But that's what makes them such good tools. Is that they're always an implied threat, you know what I mean? Like, think about how much damage a fireball does if it hits versus how much damage a jump-in combo does, right? That was fucking tight. Oh, God. He can combo after this. Instead of comboing, he walked back, let him whiff throw, punished the throw whiff with a command throw for the maximum amount of stun. He's dead. He's hella dead.
Damn, he actually killed him. That was crazy. What a sequence. Fan. Thanks a lot for giving away a
That was
sub,
tight.
Fan.
That was a really good punish from Idom. That beat the heavy kick.
Yeah, and that's what happens when you start reading those flash kicks.
I want my
Things get a
money.
little bit
I like
confused.
money. From what?
Damn, Nuckledu was not. He
No
not
stuff on the
pressing buttons
dash?
for 10 seconds there. That was
Twice.
crazy.
Nuckledu's gonna be watching the dash now for sure.
Jumping, no go. My turn. I'll jump back at you. Damn, something happened.
Meaty
I don't know
combo.
what happened, but Idom
Clap.
figured it out, and now everything's kinda
I think you're okay with that
Nuckledu
EX if you're
with the
Idom, to
EX
be honest.
flash.
Like, sure, he EX flash kicks you and you're out, but like he puts you full screen. You're in a pretty advantageous position. You just don't let him. Oh no. That worries me a little bit, I gotta say. Oh no.
He's just trying to guess when Nuckledu wants to
That's a
approach.
punish.
He got it. Critical card.
I think he's alive.
It's not enough, but it's still a match activation. Thunder, so much thunder, bro. You can't.
This is a good spot for Idom. Nice. That was good knowledge. Knowledge.
Thunder. So
Knowledge right here. Throws a CX fireball, looks for the crouching light kick. Crouching medium kick. Look at the long leg of the law. It reaches. He blocks it, and he knows it's either going to connect on hit or force him into block stun. Dash up. Stand light kick. Knowledge.
Ooh, that was so slick. All right.
Smart stuff.
2-1. Idom staying alive.
Smart stuff is an old fighting game commentaryism, huh? Or I guess commentaryism in general. Good knowledge of that situation from Idom. This is 2 Capcom Cup champs. You know, they're going to be pretty familiar with the ins and outs.
Oh, early trade. Elbow. Scoop.
And
The mixer
boom.
starting to hit and jab, jab, flash.
Yeah, you can't let Laura get away with dash command throw all the time, especially on non-meaty situations where the dash is
No
negative.
anti. He was already committed to the
Somersault. This is a real bad spot for Idom. Great check. You have to be really careful, I think, if you're due there. You have such a good spot in the corner. Dashing up compromises it, but it's also pretty good pressure, right? So, meaty combo. Her standing medium punch has, like, what, 3 active frames or something like that? It's really, it's like it's a super active move. It's very easy to meaty with. Her standing light kick and standing medium punch, both. You can meaty with them very easily.
Fastest projectile in the whole game.
Yeah, so somebody asked about Laura being able to command dash her normals. Her V skill is a command dash that she can do forward or backwards, or it's an overhead. If you hit neutral plus V skill, she does the overhead wheel kick thing. Oh no.
Is he gonna flash kick this time? He did not flash kick. Nuckledu.
No cancel. I think he was waiting for the flash kick from Nuckledu. Yeah, there's the V reversal.
Actually, that's huge for Idom because now he does not have to deal with that V trigger just yet of Guile.
I think Idom doesn't. Oh, that was good. Jump back heavy kick.
Jump roundhouse anti-air.
I think if you're Idom, you don't really care if he V reversals you there, right? Because you're like, whatever. Like, V reversal me, sure. You get a little bit of space. I'm right here.
How many butt cheeks have we seen tonight, by the way, guys? What is it with Street Fighter 5 and butt cheeks? First there was the
Spooky,
five
don't complain, all right? We got some.
match or whatever it was that happened earlier.
You're not complaining. I don't know. You know scare, I know scare.
All right, and it looks like Nuckledu's turn to change it up. I don't even know which character Nuckledu does for your. So
I think Nuckledu will stay the same character, to be honest. Yeah.
All right, he's stuck with the Guile. He's still V skill 1, V trigger 1, so it was really just about time.
Spooky, don't tell on us. Let it rock.
Idom is playing hot. He definitely wasn't
Don't tell
ready
anybody
to
there's
be
too many
turned
butt
on
cheeks on the screen.
fire.
It's fine.
Ooh, that's a good start.
It was pretty safe pressure from Idom there too. I think he respected Nuckledu jumping out since he jumped out a lot on plus
Trying to
situation.
maintain that charge while also creating space.
I always thought fighting games were all reflexes and on the spot calls, but there's a lot of forethought, a ton, yeah. What makes fighting games difficult is part reaction, but it's not all reaction that makes fighting games tough. Fighting games are like, you know, knowledge of your opponent's character and all their interactions and your character is extremely important, right? The reason fighting games are tough is because choosing the right options all the time is very difficult in an actual match, right?
Again, he might have tried to do the EX command.
You don't have time to sit and think of the exact interaction or make the perfect choice, you know what I mean?
That's a low to overhead. The Guile classic.
The game is fast enough that it's easy to make mistakes. I think that wouldn't have reached if he didn't throw a boom.
Oh, the fake out. Oh,
Wow,
that was a
risky
very smart
jump, but it worked. He was stuck in a bad spot, right? He either had the backdash, hit a low button, or like he was in such a weird position.
Do it again. Oh, the fake out.
I thought fighting games were chess, not even close. Right here, he either had the backdash, hit crouching medium kick, and risk getting hit, or jump forward, which is like the most obvious, scary answer, but it worked.
Oh, that was very smart.
He got cross-up range, and the jump medium punch didn't hit. I think the nerf actually probably affected it there. Right, that probably makes sense. As much sense as McNuckle Sandwich. Thanks very much for the Twitch Prime. Are you a Nuckledu fan? That was a sick anti-air. I cannot believe that reach. Yeah, fighting. You know, the difference between fighting games and chess is like, chess you have all the information and time to consider all the possibilities. Fighting games are incredibly fast, and the decision making is hampered by the speed of the match. That's what makes fighting games difficult. If you had all the time in the world, you can sit and make decisions, right, about what you want to do. Fighting games don't allow that time, and also, fighting games are difficult because of that. Oh no! Of course, the command throw. He loves command throw for stun. Boom, 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 boom. Oh no, he backed up. I think he was scared of the EX from Idom. He wanted to crush there. Ah, that's so scary.
Damn, he didn't flash kick there? That's crazy.
Ah, EX, 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 EX. You know, the thing is, there's one guess here that's so important in this round, which is after this command throw, you can hit heavy right here. Laura can late cancel on an EX fireball and it'll catch reversal buttons. Idom just blocks, and there's that Nuckledu jab check. If he had done EX clap and it would have hit him into heavy elbow, he might have died.
Damn, he didn't flash kick there? That's crazy. And Nuckledu takes it off the EX fireball.
That was great.
Damn.
Sure, but chess is a much longer game, and fighting games are very different from chess. What makes fighting games tough is the speed at which you have to make decisions. A jump is like, you know, 40 frames or something, right? You have 40 frames to make a decision about, is this jump anti-airable? What is my best anti-air in this option? Based on the range, can I anti-air this? Is my opponent going to commit to an option that's not a regular jump? You have 40 frames to decide that, less than a second. I was talking to someone about card games. He was a card game streamer. He's like, I've never really gotten into fighting games. What makes them so different is different as Brutus dropping the big 15 months. Wait, fighting games are fun? Prime example, a grappler player never had fun in his life. They don't play to have fun. They play to ruin everybody else's fun. You guys are like the kids that in the sandbox that like you take someone else's toy and then you don't even know what to do with it. You don't even want it. What was I going to say? This card game streamer was asking me about fighting games. And I told him, when you load up a match of a fighting game or a card game, the things you need to know are actually very similar. What is your opponent's goal? What is their character's goal? What is your opponent's goal? What are the ranges or things they excel in? Is it a character that plays fast, up close? Is it a mid-range character? Is it a character that plays long range? In a card game and a fighting game, you have to know all those different things, right? The difference between a card game and a fighting game is that the decision-making in fighting games is so snap that making perfect choices is very tough. In a card game, you have a turn where you sit and think, what does my opponent's deck have? Has he given me any tells as to what cards he has in his hand? Based on the mana he has, what can he play? Based on how many copies of each card he has in his deck total, how many would he have left, etc. Right? You have time to sit and think. A lot of the pre-hand knowledge you have to have is very similar. The difference is, in fighting games, you don't have time to sit and think like you would in a card game. It's not also all about reactions in fighting games either. You can't just sit and react to everything your opponent does. Fighting games have unreactable offense for a reason. A game without unreactable offense is a stalemate. There's no moving forward. There's no checkmate. There's nothing you can do to beat somebody. But yeah, decision-making in fighting games is tough and is fun and is interesting because it's difficult to make the right choice in the right moment. Fighting games are especially great when you make a decision and you don't even know if it was the correct decision in the moment, and then later while evaluating, you're still not even sure if it's the best decision. Well, given what I knew at the time and what my opponent knew, like resources, I don't even know if that is the right choice. That's how you know a game is interesting, when the decision making is so fuzzy that there's so many different options you could go for that it's not even always clear what the right choice was. That's cool. That's how you know the game is deep, right? You have a lot of things to think about.